morning, Maka.
Yeah, man, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. More than that anyway. Here's our room. That's my roommate, Stanley.
Yes, sir.
And here I am, getting ready to move. We are checking out. 11:45 a.m. We will be touring another 2 temple sites. Then by 7 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening, we will be boarded the train to Cairo. Right?
Check out.
And that is our place now. These are the places we're gonna leave behind. I think this is 5-star, which is okay.
Yep, 5-star.
And we continue on living like this. No. In Jordan, it's supposed to be dropped, but they upgraded to 5-star hotel, which is worth 4,400 that we paid. But it's good.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So even maybe at the time of the temple, maybe some Israelites left over here in Egypt. I mean, not all of them left Egypt, but maybe some were still over there. You see what I mean? And I think this is very good evidence, you know, about the construction, you know, made in Egypt. But I'd like to confirm one thing. The pyramids, they are away, you know, behind Christ, before Christ. You see, we are talking about 2, 5, 6 years before Christ is for the pyramids. I'm talking about Thebes. I'm talking about the New Kingdom. This is the time of the Israelites in Egypt. Okay? If you look at the pylons here, you will see like recesses 4 to the right and 4 to the left. What where we used to have the flag, you know, the star, you know, of Thebes, of Wasit, you know, the city of Amun-Ra. And those poles used to be made out either of pine, you know, trees or cedar trees. When I say cedar, it doesn't mean Egypt. Cedar means Lebanon. You see what I mean? Also, you can see that we have like inside this pylon is not solid, it is hollow. Okay, we used to have like a lentil, you know, joining the 2 towers together. Unfortunately, because it is unfinished, never built such lentil. Okay, now we are going to enter, and you notice that the ramp is embracing one statue. I mean,
look at that.
smash.
Over here, on the way in, I think you've noticed that we have like 3 doorways. Did you notice that? This we call it like the royal shrine of King City II. It is here is made as royal resting house for the pharaoh. In the international airport, there is VIP hall. You see what I mean? So this is the thing for the pharaoh. Behind me here, you can see 3 niches. The one here, in the middle, this is to place the figure of Amun-Ra. Okay? The one to the right hand side, this is for the wife of Amun-Ra, the goddess called Mut. And the third one here is for the third member of the Holy Triad. He is Khonsu, the moon god. What I am telling you, it is depicted on the wall. You can see Seti II. He has ceremonial, wake. Can you see that? And he is holding the statue of Ma'at, M-A-A-T, Ma'at. She is depicted always in such figure with a feather above her head. Ma'at used to be the goddess of justice, truth, in the ancient times. And he is making such offering to the Holy Triad. Seated opposite him, you can see Amun-Ra. And Amun-Ra is depicted like human being, like a man, holding the scepter and also holding the key of life. But unfortunately, this part is defaced. Then behind Amun-Ra, you can see the country by having the same style. There you can see some holes made into the wall. Can you see them? By the way, those were made intentionally in 1903 by a French Egyptian. His name is Chevre. We call it talatat. What does it mean talatat? It means 3 pieces of rock. Talatat, 3. What I mean by 3, the guy made some excavation and found that the pharaoh who came after Akhenaten, Amun-Hattup IV, you remember this is the monotheistic, pharaoh, the heretic one. After his new, we can say, cult or new religion, so the pharaohs who came after, they start destroying, his monument, and then using his monument as filling, This is the second pylon.
Jedino na tu stranu i na tom mjestu određeno doba dana pada prirodna svetlost, dok je sve ostalo u mraku, jedino je tron osvetljen. Kada faraon ulazi u dvoran, sa svoju ratnicu obeću,
hat Ramses II. Diese Säulenhalle weiter die Säulenhalle
and then his successor, his son, King Ramses II. And you can see cartouches of Ramses II everywhere. Wherever you go, you find very deep sunken cartouche. And you can see also how deep the relief are. They built 100 column is massive. Each of them almost 22 meters high. And you can see that the column, they end with an open papyrus bud, like a papyrus itself. This column is made as a mock gift for their own father Abu. This hypostasis. Remember, no wood at all. It is sourced up by lentil and architrave. What I mean, no concrete, no wooden beam, nothing. You remember in Expo, I showed you like a roof, small hypostasis. You remember this? And I told you then that I'm going to show you a massive hypostasis hole. So this is the one. This hypostasis hole can house the church cathedral of St. Paul in London and the basilica of St. Pietro St. Peter in Rome. Imagine how much. Imagine that according to some documents, well, they say that this flooring, this is made out of polished alabaster. And imagine the color. It used to be colored all together. And I believe if you try to look for colors, you will find them. You see? You see what I mean? And because it was roof, of course, the priesthood and the kings used to do their celebration, but holding the torches and the tambourine and musical instruments, to do temple, of course, their mind controlled, by those stuff. You see what I mean? So this is the famous hypostyle hole of Karnak, and if you look at the cartouche, I can read it for you. The one to the right hand side, it starts by the solar disk, and then underneath the solar disk you can see Ma'at, goddess of justice, with her feather above her head, and then opposite Ma'at you can see that she's holding the wasit, it is the scepter, and with the head of a jackal, it means the power. Underneath you can see the solar disk back again, and then there is like a hook, this is to open the mouth of the dead in the afterlife, we call it Sitib, and then underneath we have the Nile water, it is like zigzag line. To read the name of Ramses II, it will be like this. It says, User Ma'at Ra. User, power. Ma'at is what? Justice. Power and justice of Ra. You see, down, we go down now. Then, Sitib in Ra, belongs to Ra. This is the name of King Ramses II, the great pharaoh, the one who ruled Egypt for 67 years. And some of you already have seen famous mummies and Egypt. Right? Now, this way, Mish, please. Let's make to do an interesting picture for you. You can just make a circle around the base of the column to see how many people they can fit around diameter, to show the diameter of the base here. Okay? You can hold hands, and one of you can take pictures and then email them to the rest of the group. What do you think? I like the way you think. Okay, go ahead, do this. You can give me the camera, I can do this too. We can use two like columns. By the way, the base can take about at least 30 people at least. 30. But you don't have to like extend your hands. You just hold hands, next, like this. Yeah, exactly. Next to each other. Let's go.
This side of
Come on, guys. Do this. Just hold hands. Keep going.
only if it's like this in the class.
Phil is one up.
Smish.
Oh.
supposed to see lock. Hold the hands. No. Alright.
How many we got now?
A lot. Stop trying to interlock fingers.
Different angles, look at me. And then, your camera too.
Oh, okay.
How many are there?
I don't know. One.
Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Look at me, please. Right here. So imagine this is the base. How about, the open capital? No, this is closed, but how about the open one? They can take more.
Oh.
42 people, no?
Yeah.
23.
Yeah, we did not. Yeah, it should have been more. Amazing pillars.
He is writing down his name, this is like the Uzamai, his name, as legitimate pharaoh. So those reliefs here are called coronation of Ramses II. Everybody have me? Can you repeat this back again? Yeah. You can see here, back again I'm going to repeat, this is the ibis-headed god. He is the god of philosophy and god of writing. And he is holding like the quail, and he is writing the name of Ramses II out of the tree of life as the attendants of Amun-Ra, Mut, and Consort. And here you can see that Ramses II, he is giving the water to Amun-Ra. And the water at that time was considered as a holy element. And even if you look to the other side here,
So remember the story of Shishak coming against Rehoboam? God, because they forsook the law of God.
talking from historical view, this is the biblical pharaoh, the one mentioned in Kings 1. His name is Shishak in the Bible. But here we find his name is Shishak. Many Egyptologists, they said that it is not the biblical pharaoh, the one who sacked Jerusalem. He was a friend to the son of Solomon. His name is no, the son of Solomon. Rehoboam. Yeah. And at that time, you know that even they said that Shishak was a friend, to Solomon. We don't know what happened later, Anyway, Shishak attacked Canaan and he sacked, the slaves and also the treasures of Solomon. Okay? And here we have all the captives, by Shishak, and you can see that they are collecting them. Can you see that? They are just collecting them here. Can you see? And you can see the Mesopotamian feature. Okay? So those reliefs here depicting the invasion made by Shishak. By the way, Shishak did his military campaign 1 year before his death. Okay? Because according to many, chronological research, they believe that he died in 924. And I believe that this campaign happened around 925 BC. Okay, so it was only 1 year before his death. Okay, so he sacked Jerusalem. Okay, and he actually also invaded the house of Judah at that time, and he brought all the captives from there. Many people, as I told you, used to say, or researchers used to say that he is not the biblical pharaoh, but in Megiddo we found some fragments of Shaka confirm that he is the biblical one and he is Shashank or maybe if you remember, the Pharaoh Ramses II did like many battles, against the Hittites, and the famous main battle, I think you've seen it in Abu Simbel, called Kadesh. You see, so after like 33 years of battles and campaigns, King Ramses II signed a peace treaty. This peace treaty is considered the first one in the history of that kind at that time. Okay, so this is we can see the treaty with the Hittites. Okay, and after signing up this peace treaty with the Hittites, King Ramses II married to the daughter of the Hittite king. His name is Khasusili, to confirm, and to make peace prevailing between the Hittites and the Egyptian Empire at that time. So all the depictions on the walls here, those are just depicting the treaty of Ramses II with the Hittites. Now again, the Battle of Shashank, it took place in 9 to 6, and he died 9 to 5 BC. And we have to understand that Shashank is the founder of the Libyan dynasty in Egypt, the 22nd dynasty. Okay, I know that you've been through like many temples, okay, but remember that the new kingdom includes only like 3 dynasties: 18th, 19th, and the 20th. Then the 21st dynasty, this was taken over by the priesthood, of Thebes. The priesthood, they became pharaohs, and then Shashank, came from Libya. He is the son of the chief of Mishawish. Mishawish used to be a tribe in Libya. Okay, we call them Mishawish, or we call them the Berber of the desert. Okay, they managed, to conquer Egypt, and then at his time, this man here, Shashank, Sudan, Libya, and Mesopotamia, all those used to be part of the Egyptian Empire. This is the first time to hold such region, at one time. Sorry? Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia, it means like Canaan, Palestine,
I want yes, a couple of things about the chronology.
Insisted on saying that Kings David and Solomon were not real, but they were mythical figures created at a later age. Now this tie with Shishak, as he's mentioned in the Bible, Shashank here, we have a date for that campaign. He was 5 years into the kingdom of the reign of Rehoboam. That is only 5 years after Solomon, and it's a solid date, matching both the biblical record and supported not only by this relief over here, but by a stele that a fragment was found in Megiddo that also recorded his victories during that campaign, and puts it solidly in 926 BC. So these ties make it a little hard for us to have such solid history only 5 years after Solomon, and then say everything before that was myth. Another interesting connection also tied to this whole, David and Solomon being real, is among the place names that we see here, and unfortunately, I don't know which one, Max, maybe you do, says the highland of David. Now the controversy with that
105
name,
and 106. Everyone knows.
the controversy there is the name is spelled with a T at the end. But these changes were common sometimes when pronouncing something in English. They choose their own letters to do it. So the transliteration for this here of the name David would be
David.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't know this, but maybe one of, you see those are the cities conquered, by Shashank. So maybe in, one of those. But I'm going to show you, because Moses III, when he was conquering also Canaan, I'm going to show Elat there, when we go there.
Okay.
Yes, one more thing I'd like to add, that when Shashank took, like Jerusalem and the house of Judah, he took the golden plate, okay, or the shield, okay, and because of this, they did some other shields, but not made out of gold, made out of copper, as far as I remember. This is also mentioned, because he sacked everything.
Did they find also some gold old ring of Shushan, which may have come from the gold of the temple of Jerusalem.
Yeah, the
Bracelet.
bracelet, that's right. From his son. Yeah, also gold. From the son of Shushan, that's right. Yeah. Okay, now, after Shushan, we have other some.
Yes.
Heaven, afterlife, the sky.
Yeah. Oh, the stars are beautiful.
You are in the holy of the holies. Ya mishmish.
So special.
Now, my dear friend, originally this sanctuary, built by the same Pharaoh Thutmose III. I think and ago I mentioned the name of this Pharaoh many times so far. Wherever you go in Karnak, you find a monument left by him. Okay? But actually, the reliefs, especially the lower part, all of them chiseled, defaced. By whom? When Alexander the Great came to Egypt, he came along with his half-brother. And the half-brother of Alexander the Great, his name is Philip Arrhidaeus. And this guy, according to many documents, they said that he was mentally retarded. You see? So when he came to Egypt, he was fascinated by the monument. So he had chiseled, and defaced all the scenes of Thutmose III. Okay? So today we call it the sanctuary of Philip Arrhidaeus, the half-brother of Alexander the Great. Okay? Here, this is the most important part of the temple. We can say the most sacred one. And as I mentioned before, Sandra, the two to build the place. Who are the two, Annabelle? To build the place here. The king and the high priest. You remember this? Okay? So the stars here, what you have, what you see here, those are the stars of the afterlife, of the heaven, of the sky. Okay? And you can see the Philip Arrhidaeus is depicted in front of Amun Men. Who is Amun Men? Actually, Men, the famous god, the god depicted with his erected manhood, okay? He is depicted in front of Arrhidaeus, but you can see that the Egyptians, they extract, the sexual part, to have the famous god. But by the way, when we go to Luxor temple, I'm going to tell you the story of Amun Men, son of fertility in ancient Egypt, because by the way, it is a true story, but the Greek word of Egypt, they make up another story. They define, this guy with Amon-Ra, and then they make up a god, calling him God of fertility. Now I'm going to show you.
Ready for sacrifice. All right.
And I believe you can see the colors everywhere. So those are the original colors. We are talking about 3, 4, 5, 0 years old. Imagine that. But unfortunately, our Christian Coptic Orthodox, they came, over here, and they added their own touch. You can see like a saint. Can you see the saint Aurora? Can you see that? And then a saint added up. Okay? So of course those are dating back to the 3rd and the 4th century AD. So this Achmenu hall, it was usurped by the early Christians, the Coptic Orthodox. Okay? Now, would you like to see the garden? Come on.
Let's see the garden.
I mean that the Karnak temple they are getting back to the Middle Kingdom. Middle Kingdom. Maybe the capital for the Middle Kingdom, it was not Thebes, it was not Luxor, it was Tawi. But Luxor always maintained very special importance. And even the first ancient capital, Memphis, it used to be a military center, for most of the pharaohs of the Middle East.
Not as bad as Abu Simbel. Abu Simbel was bad.
I'm fine, thank you. Let's go, Stanley.
I'm just waiting for... hurry up and wait till
This is a flex of head.
I'm going to tell you the story of Luxor Temple. But Yaakov means that the obelisk, it was a significance of the manhood in ancient Egypt, But actually, it's a significance of the rising sun. I will tell you another some professors, eventually they say that it could be like upcoming.
This is the top of the obelisk. It was broken up.
So this is the second obelisk of... Okay, would you like to go up the food? Yeah. Come on. Here? Okay, Meshmesh. Right here, I'm going to end my story. I think many of you saw the movie Mommy 1 and Mommy 2.
Yes.
And I believe you see that the beetles there are many and they are attacking. They are evil. Who says evil?
In the movie.
But in reality, they are not. What is the beetle? The beetle is the scarab in ancient Egypt. And the beetle used to be called Khibr in ancient Egypt. Khibr, or we call him Khibru, which means it's K-H-E-B-R, Khibr. Okay? Which by the pyramids, we used to have the embalming temple, and then next to it we have such lake with the Nile water. Nile water was considered very holy, and I believe I told you that the greatest sin you would commit, in Egypt is to spoil the Nile River. By the way, my question now, this lake, my dear friend, what's your name?
Edwin.
Edwin.
Yes.
This is my question for you, Edwin.
Okay.
Nile River is there.
Yes.
The lake is here.
Yes.
The flood is there.
Yes.
The flood is here. How come?
The canal you talked about at the beginning.
What canal?
The canal you just found.
The canal is there. This is the canal. This is for the Opet festival, the sacred marriage. Okay. But I'm talking how to control the flood, not to flood the temple. It is not logical. After you build such a beautiful edifices, your God will be upset if the temple floods. So how did they control the temple not to be flooded by the Nile water?
Yes.
They close.
Diverted.
They close it.
You know what? Today what we call it? Sluices.
Yeah.
Underneath we have those sluices. So Egyptians, they were very well acquainted of sewage systems.
Mm.
This is what I'm going to tell you, my dear. We call it a sluice. Okay? Okay, Mishmish.
All right.
Now, Mishmish, Sieti Liberi, you are free.
Half hour. Half hour.
Now, it's Arabic term Joel, which means you said it after. You should say So over here, out of the fair, and he is the founder of this great temple, and it dates back to around 1500 years BC, and then the temple carried on, completed by the famous legendary pharaoh Ramses II, 1290 years BC. But later on, the Greeks and the Romans, they conquered Egypt, and also they left their own traces. Because for example, the Mamizi. What is Mamizi? Mamizi, this is like, we can say, a Greek term. It is the bird house. Every temple, especially at the time of the Greek and the Romans, it used to have like a bird house. I mean that the pharaoh used to have like a place protecting himself like the son of Horus. You see? So this we call it the bird house. But if we just compare to the original temple, you can see two statues. Those are the original statues of King Ramses II. You see, and they are in situ. I mean, in their original place. Two seated, but also, well, we used to have other four standing statues. Standing. You will tell me, how did I know the statues? I will tell you very easy. I'm going to show you the whole facade, the one you are looking at here. Here, our pharaoh back again. This is confirming the victory over the side. Back again. And you can see the chariot, okay? And he is attacking those behind the see that? So now I'm going to repeat one thing, Tiago, because I know that you are concentrating. How many statues were good on here? So this mosque built by Abu Haggag, this man came from Morocco, and he made some, you can say, forward here in Luxor, and he became like a prophet. He is not a prophet, he is a sheikh, like a priest. And after his death, he is buried right here. and even his family followed him, and their tomb next to him. So what we see here, it is a mausoleum and also a mosque, and it dates back to the 11th century AD. But today Egypt is Sunni. How come? Because Saladin, the famous wild sultan, conquered Egypt, and because he was Sunni, he managed to eliminate the Shiites in Egypt here and to kill all the Shiite mosques. You see? So thanks to Saladin, now we call him wild Saladin, Egypt today became Sunni and not what? Shia. Good. They, Mashia, check.